Good morning, y'all, and welcome back to Apron Strings. I am puttering around in the kitchen this morning, and I'm going to make some cookies today. This is another recipe that I got from my cousin, Wafadine, that lived in Robeline, Louisiana. And she called them the giant malted chocolate cookies. So I'm going to bring y'all over to the mixer and let you watch me mix them up. The secret ingredient in them is the Carnation's malted milk, the chocolate. And I had to finally ask somebody where it was at our store. It wasn't with the coffee and the tea and the chocolates. It was on the baking aisle. As a kid, we lived in Baytown, Texas for a while. Dad worked down there. And that's when I first had the Carnation malted milk. Oh my Lord, we loved that stuff. Well, then we moved back to Cleveland. All this is before I started school. From the time I was in first grade till now, I've lived in Cleveland. But anyway, our store didn't carry it. So man, we had withdrawals for the longest till finally they started carrying that malted milk. That makes a good glass of cold chocolate milk. If you had never tried it, when you make your cookies, fix you a glass of the malted milk chocolate. It's yummy. Okay, the first thing that you do, you want to put a cup of soft butter into your mixing bowl. And you're going to take 2 cups of packed brown sugar. And you're going to cream that until it's nice and creamy. Okay, now we're going to add in 2 eggs. Okay, my eggs have blended well. I'm going to add in 1/3 cup of sour cream. And I'm going to go ahead and add in a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and 2 teaspoons of baking powder. And I'm going to blend all of that while I'm blending my sour cream in. I'm going to add 1½ teaspoons of vanilla. And this is a 1/2, so I'm just going to do it 3 times and dirty 1 spoon. How's that? Let's blend that a bit. Okay, at this point we have a cup of butter, 2 cups of packed brown sugar, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/3 cup of sour cream, 1½ teaspoons vanilla, 2 eggs, and 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. Now all that we have left to add is 4 cups of flour, 1 cup of the chocolate malted milk powder. I'm just going to put about 1/2 of it. Some of my malted milk powder. We'll blend that up and then we'll add the rest of it. Okay, I'm adding in some more of the flour and the chocolate powder. Just go ahead and add the rest of it and be careful when I start mixing. Okay, I'm going to blend it just a little bit more, just to be sure. Okay, I think it's ready. I'm going to get the beater cleaned off. And the turbinado sugar, I guess that's how you pronounce it. On the top, it's the big flakes of sugar. You could use colored crystal, you could use chocolate curls, the little sprinkles for Christmas if you wanted to put red on them or whatever. But I'm just going to do them like this, and I'll bring you back in a minute and show you what they look like when I get some out of the oven. I am just continuing to get me a little bit of dough and roll it, mash it, and put it on the pan and get them cooked. And then we'll make the frosting that goes on them. It has malt powder in it too. Okay, what I've done, I've mixed up the frosting, and I put the frosting on some of them. I'm not going to frost all of them. And then I pressed some Heath bar brickles into the frosting. I also, at the end, I stirred pecans into the last bit of the dough so that I would have some chocolate cookies with pecans in them. So, very versatile recipe. You can roll it out and cut it with shapes, or you can drop it like I did. You can add whatever you want into your dough. And this is absolutely the best chocolate cookie I have ever eaten. I'm going to tell you what's in the spread that I put on them, and I'm going to have some left because I'm not icing all of them. It's 1/4 cup of butter and 1/4 cup of milk. And I just used whole milk this time. You can use heavy cream, whatever. 1/2 cup of the malted powder, the chocolate malted powder, a teaspoon of vanilla, and as much powdered sugar as it takes to make a spreading consistency. But before you put the powdered sugar and vanilla in, you're going to put your butter, milk, and malt powder in a container and stir it up. You can either do it in the microwave or on the stove top. But you're going to heat it and keep stirring it almost constantly. I stopped it every 10 seconds till it begins to thicken a little bit. And then you stir in your vanilla, and as much, I used 1 cup of powdered sugar in mine. As much as it takes to make the spreading consistency that you want to use. Okay, y'all, the cookies cook 10 to 13 minutes at 375. These are the ones that I went ahead and put icing on and put some of the Heath bar chips. The next ones are the ones that I added pecans to the dough. And then we have the plain ones. I did press some of the sugar crystals on a few of them before I baked them. But they make a really nice cookie. The icing hardens to where you could actually stack them, and it wouldn't rub off on the one that was stacked on. You wouldn't have to put wax paper between them. One of my favorite things about getting recipes from friends and family is you think about them when you cook it. Waif Dean was a good cook, and I don't have one recipe that she gave me that just wasn't absolutely fabulous. These cookies, and I've already tasted of one or two, and I don't eat a lot of sweets, so I'm just going to try to show you. They're crisp. They're not soft like a real soft cookie. They're more like a tea cake. And having the chocolate in them just takes the tea cake over the top. Now I want to tell y'all about a tool that I have, and you may have one. I got this simply because I cook all the time, of course, and I bake. And our Joann's, which used to be Cloth World, has a section where they have baking tools, and they carry a lot of Wilton products. Sometimes they're on sale, and sometimes if they're not, you can use that 40% off coupon, or sometimes 60% off of one item that's not on sale. So if you have one in your area and you don't get their coupons, you need to go to their website and sign up, because it's worth it. This is a cookie scoop. And see, it has a little bit of depth to it. Let's see if I can fit. See, it's got the little edge here. And you can scoop several cookies at a time, or one big one. And I mean, it keeps them from tearing up. And it has a good long handle. I love this thing. And nothing sticks to it. So that's something, if y'all bake a lot of cookies, or even like pancakes, the little dime-sized pancakes or whatever, silver dollar, whatever they call them. This thing is handy, and it's like $5 or $6. So you're going to get it for, if it's 6, you're going to get it for $3.60 or something like that. I mean, it's cheap and it's handy. Just wanted to tell y'all about it. If I find a new gadget, I like to share it with you. I hope y'all will try these cookies. They're great for for that Christmas table where you put all your goodies. Sometimes, you know, people get tired of everything being so rich and everybody wants a little bite of chocolate. That cookie will fit the bill. I like them best plain with nothing on them. But that's just me, y'all. The icing is great because it has that malted powder in it. But try them. If you do, shoot me an email or comment below and let me know that you're using the recipe. I hope, y'all, if you haven't, that you'll subscribe. And I hope you watch every day, because every day I'm sharing something good and worthwhile for y'all to put in your recipe box. And sometimes you get some really good little tidbits to help your life, like turn your phones off and spend time with your family. That my son, my grandson, the middle one, he chants that to me. Turn thy cell phones off. I said, well, you need to. So they came up Saturday night, I think it was. He had been here doing yard work and his mom came to pick him up. They stayed and ate. And we sat around the table with absolutely no cell phones and played Yahtzee for the longest and had a ball. And so the youngest one picks his phone up and the other said, not at the table, turn that cell phone off. So you know what? They've been listening. And I hope, because you know, as time goes on, people are going to be more dependent on these gadgets that are supposed to be time savers, but they actually take up our time. And I want them to remember we need to put this aside and we need to be a family and we need to make some memories and we need to talk to each other instead of shooting a text across the table to somebody. Okay, I'll step down off my soapbox. We're getting a little rain here today and our garden needs it. I haven't done a garden update. The big garden that y'all saw Troy plowing and fixing, the plants came up and I was getting ready to do a video and the deer came and ate the tops off of them. And the one up here in front of the house, they have not bothered yet. So I'm hoping to get out there and get a picture. They're up pretty, like about 6 inches. I think mostly green beans out here in the front. But I'll do a garden update pretty soon because this rain should make it just take off. I pray that we have a harvest. If the deer want a few bites, I won't gripe. But don't be a pig and eat it all. Hope y'all are having a good day. If you need rain, I hope you're getting a little bit of rain in your area. And I hope y'all will come right back here tomorrow for something else that's good. And give the good Lord thanks for what He's doing. I'm thanking Him for this rain. Thanking Him for health and strength. And my fun YouTube channel, I sure do. I thank Him for it because I'm enjoying it. The Lord bless y'all. And I'll see you tomorrow. I'll be right here waiting on you.